Today we're going to look at standard RI.6.5. Analyze how a particular sentence, paragraph, chapter, or section fits into the overall structure of a text and contributes to the development of ideas. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Okay, so if you look here, we have the word text structure, and that just means the way we organize a text. Whether it's problem and solution, it'll give you a problem, and then you're offered a solution by the end of the passage. Compare and contrast, where you have two things that you're telling how they're alike and how they're different. Chronologically, talking about orders, the order of events. We have cause and effect. And then we also have description that we look at as well. Okay, so by now you should have a list of keywords that help you identify those. That's always our first go-to. Okay. Now, this tells us, says read the chart below to see how the sentences in the puzzle work together. Notice how each part develops the main idea. Fill in the function of sentence 4 on your own. Okay, so here, the very first sentence we have, ancient Rome and Greece both began as city-states. Okay, so here, that introduces the topic of the paragraph. Okay, so we have ancient Rome and Greece. Greece had no central authority, but Rome was the capital of the empire. So we know that Greece had no central authority, but being a clue word, Rome was the capital of the empire. So we're comparing and contrasting here, contrasting the way the two city-states were organized. Okay, sentence 3. The Greeks were known for science, philosophy, and art. Okay, all that does is adds information about what the Greeks were known for. So here, the Romans, on the other hand, were known for their military might and their civil engineering. Okay, so on sentence 4 there, it just introduces the topic by telling how workers were known for their military might. Okay, so it goes together just like parts of a puzzle. The parts of a text work together to make something bigger. All right, this is one of my favorite passages that we read. From terracotta army protects first emperor's tomb. So when you see from, that just means that it's a part, it's an excerpt. It's by John Roach from National Geographic. It says, workers digging a well outside the city of Zion, China, in 1974 struck upon one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in the world, a life-size clay soldier poised for battle. The diggers notified Chinese authorities, who dispatched government archaeologists to the site. They found not one, but thousands of clay soldiers, each with unique facial expressions and positioned according to rank. And though largely gray today, patches of paint hint at once brightly colored clothes. Further excavations have revealed swords, arrow tips, and other weapons, many in pristine conditions. Okay, pristine just means good condition. Okay, so let's look at part 1 right here. Okay, so here in the paragraph it says, how does paragraph 3 build on the information presented in paragraphs 1 and 2? We're going to talk about that in just a second. This part of the article tells how the clay soldiers were discovered. It follows a chronological structure. Each paragraph adds important events or details to the story of discovery. Okay, what was the first event in the discovery? Okay, so here on paragraph 1, we know that introduces the topic by telling how workers found the first clay soldier. So here I would have soldier, oops, let me get that pulled up. Okay, so how soldiers, by telling how workers found the first clay soldier. So let's pull that back up. Okay, so how workers they own the first clay soldier. Okay. Then paragraph 2, it continues the account of the discovery process by explaining how archaeologists got involved. Okay, so the big thing here is how those first 2 paragraphs play on paragraph 3. It says, think about the purpose of paragraph 3. Explain how the sentences in paragraph 3 develop the information provided in paragraphs 1 and 2. So here we know that the paragraph gives visual descriptions of the clay army. The details help what a terracotta army is and why it's a significant find. So that's what you would write here on the blank talking about paragraph 3. All right, so let's move on to continue reading about the terracotta army. Okay, the soldiers are in trench-like underground corridors. In some of the corridors, okay, you remember a corridor is kind of like a hallway. Clay horses are aligned 4 abreast. Behind them are wooden chariots. The terracotta army, as it is known, is part of an elaborate tomb created to accompany the first emperor of China into the afterlife, according to archaeologists. Archaeologists estimate the pits may contain as many as 8,000 figures, but the total may never be known. Okay, so let's look at the sentence here. It says, how does the final sentence build on a key idea mentioned in the first paragraph? Okay, so looking at this one. All right, final sentence. Build on the key idea mentioned in the first paragraph. Okay, so you would need to go back and see what that first, the key idea is in the first paragraph. Let's look at A. It suggests that there is no point in trying to learn more about the terracotta army because it's too big. Okay, is that what this last sentence talks about? No. All right. B, it explains how extensive the site is and suggests that the story of discovery is not yet complete. Let's read it again. Archaeologists estimate the pits may contain as many as 8,000 figures, but the total may never be known. Okay, so that's telling me there's no idea how many are really out there. Okay, that they may never all be completely discovered. So, B looks like it could be my answer, but let's keep reading. C, it reveals how little the government's archaeologists actually know about the terracotta army. Does that talk about how little they might know? No. All right, D, it implies, that means just tells, that archaeologists do not plan any further exploration and must rely on existing findings. Does it tell me that they're not going to do anything else? No, that's not what that last sentence says. So I can mark out C and D, and my correct answer is B.